Chosen one, stop scrolling. You didn't find this by mistake. This is a divine summons. Heaven has marked you, and your next season has already begun. This is not about greed. This is not about chasing riches. This is about divine provision tied to your divine purpose. Yes, wealth is coming, but not just to make you comfortable, to make you capable. God isn't blessing you with money just to enrich you. He's entrusting you to carry something the world is about to need. Your vision, your voice, your light, all of it must now be funded. And that's why you're here. Because the world is shifting, and soon, the truly chosen ones will be removed, lifted, and relocated into positions of influence, power, and impact. This message is a warning, not of loss, but of urgency. You've prayed for this. You've cried for it. You've endured betrayal, abandonment, and invisibility. But God saw it all. And now, you have been promised much. Now it is time to open your hands. This is your window. Don't wait. Don't doubt. Don't dismiss this moment. The promise is knocking, but it won't knock forever. Because very soon, the world will grow silent of chosen voices. Those who walked with fire in their bones. Those who endured while others quit. Those who carried truth while the world embraced illusions. They will ascend. They will disappear from the systems of man, to rule in the systems of God. And you, chosen one, are part of this exodus. But you must respond. Open your heart, open your spirit, and open the blessing. I want you to stop this video and do 3 crucial actions before we go further into this life-altering truth. To spread this important word across the cosmos, click the like button. Join the 70,000 selected individuals who are prepared to rise and awaken by subscribing now. A spiritual signal that lets the cosmos know you're prepared to accept this reality is the number 99. Your spirit will encourage you to watch this film through to the conclusion if you are indeed a chosen one. You already know in your heart that this message was written just for you. You may not be prepared to confront this heavenly truth if you stop now. However, if you choose to remain, be ready for a permanent shift in your life. God knows how important you are, even if the world never does. The moment has come. You will soon ascend. You will soon be reborn. The selected ones will soon leave this world, and you, the chosen one, are about to enter your greatest destiny. Therefore, prepare yourself at all costs and sacrifices. Let's get started. The end of 2025 is the divine deadline, a strong message that is resonant with urgency and profound compassion reverberates from the sky. God is calling out to you with a loud cry that demands your attention, not in whispers. You no longer have time on your side. Time is running out, and what was far off is suddenly close at hand. According to a heavenly timetable, the selected ones, who are dispersed over the planet, will start to vanish by the end of 2025. This is a story of change, not of doom. A change so deep that it will rock your beliefs to their core. You've never heard a statement like this before. It is genuine, unvarnished, and loaded with meaning. Your struggles are not being punished by God. Rather, God is recognizing every tear you have shed, every solitary prayer you have said in the dark, and every instance in which you have stayed loyal while the world has turned its back on you. There is a promise and a caution in this message. Get ready for an adventure that goes beyond our life on earth. Remember that this heavenly declaration is an act of love and destiny during these times when uncertainty and fear threaten to infiltrate. It is critical because the road ahead requires preparedness of heart, mind, and spirit. This holy calling is the beginning of a tale much bigger than any human struggle or victory you have experienced, and your time to rise is drawing close. The vanishing, rebirth, and ascension. As the chosen ones go from their everyday lives, sometimes due to odd mishaps, and other times just fading away without explanation, you may have noticed the mounting mystery. It is a holy metamorphosis rather than death. You, the selected, must realize that this is an ascension while the rest of the world looks on in disbelief, unable to comprehend the significance of these disappearances. It's how God raises you beyond the constraints of your present body and the suffering of life on earth. Imagine removing the burdensome veil of misery, uncertainty, and constraint that has held you back for years. This is precisely what is taking place. Your worldly attachments, your earthly hardships, and even your bodily identity are being neutralized. The holy spark inside you, the core of who you are, is being raised to a place where spirit is in charge and body is no longer a barrier. You are getting ready to be reborn into something more greater than this world can provide. This ascension is a release as well as a reward. It celebrates your silent struggles and your faith in the face of ridicule and skepticism. You are entering a new world where limitations, fear, and suffering are no longer relevant. It is a heavenly update, a spiritual metamorphosis that will alter everything. The thought that you may soon no longer belong here may seem unreal or even terrifying. The decree of God, known as home, God's choice to call you away, is abrupt, unanticipated, and unquestionably strong. It is an end that has been written from the beginning of time, not one you selected. Everything you believe to be permanent is called into question by this heavenly edict, which encourages you to have faith in the profoundly real yet invisible. This fact will be resisted by many as it is intimidating to leave the known. You'll start to feel cut off from the world you know, its people, its hardships, its transient comforts. Your worldly identity will gradually fade away until just your soul's essence is left. This might be a terrible idea, but it also has the great possibility of being released from the bonds that have imprisoned you. God's choice is not intended to bring about hopelessness, but rather to inspire a greater realization. You are being called home, not abandoned. Your emancipation begins with this shock, a strong, essential jolt that awakens the soul to realize its divine purpose beyond the material world. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. The world transition, a hallowed silence. Put the end of 2025 on your calendar. The selected ones will have disappeared off the stage of this planet by then. This is a cosmic reality playing out right in front of your eyes. It is neither a myth nor a metaphor. The selected ones will be summoned home across continents, in both peaceful villages and busy metropolis, leaving behind a world that finds it difficult to comprehend what has just transpired. There will be a profound sense of absence. Families will be left bewildered and devastated. Leaders will seek for solutions, and society will struggle with the inexplicable. This nothingness, however, has a purpose. New energies, new realities, and a higher form of life where the genuinely chosen congregate in a holy area beyond of time and space are made possible by it. This understanding is both a warning and a consolation to you, the selected. Your departure is a part of a larger divine design. Therefore, you are not alone in this. Your soul's journey will transcend all earthly boundaries and reach realms where the only constants are love, peace, and the presence of God, yet the planet will continue to revolve. Pain converted, your proof is your strength. Every adversity you faced, every night you struggled with uncertainty and hopelessness, was never a punishment, but rather a demonstration of your fortitude and faith. God has washed with steadfast love even if the world has rejected you, made fun of your views, or doubted your mission. Your suffering was never in vain. Your soul was prepared for this time by the forge. Consider all the instances in which you felt defeated, invisible, or broken yet managed to continue. Resilience was not a coincidence. Rather, it was an indication that a soul was prepared to transcend the confines of this world. Because they show the depth of your chosen character, God values such quiet fights more than you realize. This is your evidence that you were designed to transcend the harsh world rather than just survive it. Your devotion has been changed into heavenly favor, and your sorrow into strength. The prize for all you have gone through is this moment, the moment of your ascension. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Neutralization, losing one's earthly self. The day will come when everything that makes you unique in this material world, your name, your duties, your abilities, and even the recognition you've gained, will start to wane into a deep neutrality. The goal of this neutralization is to remove the layers that the material world has placed on your spirit, not to lose who you are. What's occurring to you at the center of your being is like a chrysalis subtly releasing its tough shell to expose a glowing butterfly eager to soar. You have been bearing the burden of an earthly identity for years, one that has been molded by hardships, anxieties, social stigmas, and physical constraints. However, by divine design, all of these outward marks will eventually be eliminated. You will no longer need the strength, direction, and favor you formerly required to get by in this world. Instead, they will accompany you to a place where your actual self, free, radiant, and untethered, will completely manifest. Neutralization is similar to a spiritual reset, preparing you to pursue a path in which your spirit is no longer bound by body. Know that this process is an act of deep love, even if it may seem confusing or even scary. God is aware that your soul must transcend the limitations of your worldly identity in order to go higher. This change represents your freedom. It marks the end of one chapter and the beautiful beginning of a new one in which your soul will be able to shine in all its strength and purity. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. Divine upgrade, unbounded. Examine the world intently. An odd trend is showing up. The selected ones are abruptly disappearing. Some just vanish as if ingested by the air itself, while others vanish in perplexing mishaps. Families and communities have been left in shock by these tragedies, and they are frantically looking for answers that no one can provide. The general public finds it difficult to understand the scope of what is happening. Governments are perplexed, and the media is either mute or perplexed. These events are not coincidental for you, the selected. Rather, they are clear indications of a divine process, an initiation into a higher reality in progress. Following these disappearances, there is a hallowed quiet that indicates that something amazing is happening that is not visible to the outside world. This is the invitation from God to leave the chaos and bewilderment of this world. You must ground yourself in faith even if doubt and anxiety may arise. Even if everything seems chaotic, the process is proceeding just how it was intended to. The path to rebirth, recovery, and a reunion with the divine begins with these disappearances. What could seem like a conclusion is really a wonderful beginning. You are being updated, like software developing to a higher version, losing errors and glitches to perform more smoothly, powerfully, and attractively, rather than being lost or wiped. Your spiritual abilities will be strengthened by this heavenly update, enabling you to transcend the suffering, constraints, and delusions of the corporeal world. Imagine how happy you would be to be free of fear, disease, and emotional scars. Imagine entering a boundless, radiant, and perfectly divinely purpose-aligned version of oneself. This metamorphosis is a jump into a new realm of life where your soul is free and your divine abilities come naturally. The difficulties you have encountered, the suffering, the failures, the periods of uncertainty, were not hindrances but rather preparation. They served as the furnace that forged the fortitude and faith required to accept this new reality. This improvement is a precious prize for your undying devotion and dedication, a heavenly legacy. Elon, a hallowed, bright world. Elon, a holy, luminous place created especially for God's chosen, is located beyond the curtain of this world. Elon is a genuine place where you may walk side by side with God as a friend, mentor, and loving companion, not some far-off paradise. In this context, the divine is concrete, intimate, and personal rather than impersonal or inaccessible. Your human senses are retained in Elon, so you may really appreciate the beauty and interconnectedness of this world. You will experience God's warmth, hear His consoling voice, and be able to express your innermost thoughts without fear of rejection or condemnation. Your spiritual hunger will be satisfied and your soul's desire will be fulfilled here. Beyond the suffering and terror of this world, Elon is a haven. You may really relax in the knowing that you are God's beloved chosen, secure, and adored eternally in this place where time moves differently and heavenly light envelopes you. Elon transcends even the fourth and fifth dimensions, which many refer to as spiritual domains of elevated awareness. It surpasses all known realities, time, and space. Your soul will be liberated from all dimensional and worldly constraints in this hallowed realm, which is where the purest manifestations of divine love and energy meet. Entering a world of pure spirit, where your existence is united with God's presence in a manner you cannot yet completely fathom, is a rare and holy summons that is only given to those whose faith and perseverance have proved them worthy of going beyond 4D and 5D. Get ready for an adventure beyond human comprehension. This is a sanctuary of unending connectedness to God, creation, and the great secrets of the cosmos rather than a haven of solitude. You are being encouraged to join something holy and timeless. Freedom and detachment, your real family. You can see a widening gap between you and the people you used to feel the closest to when this change takes place. The attitudes of society will start to lose their hold on your heart. Friends may start to doubt your convictions, and loved ones may misinterpret or even reject your way. Your spiritual development naturally includes this. You have to let go of the desire for outside approval in order to rise. Even if it is valuable, other people's affection and approval cannot determine your value or your path. In the spiritual world, amid the divine presence and the community of souls waiting for you in Elon, you have discovered your true family. This separation is a brave and self-loving act. It releases you from the bonds of expectation and makes room in your heart for a more intimate, unrestricted relationship with God. Your spirit will fly because of this freedom. Healing talent, overcoming physical challenges. Your physical hardships, whether they be from a chronic disease, mental distress, or a sense of poverty, are just passing shadows. Although your spirit has been put to the test by these adversities, your eternal self is not defined by them. A new life full of calm, plenty, and energy will soon replace them, leaving them behind like soiled clothing. You will no longer be constrained by the strains of material necessity or the body's fragility in Elon. You will be sustained by divine light, and all of your soul's desires will be realized beyond human understanding. This release is a last chapter in your worldly journey that gives closure and opens the path to eternal bliss. It is a healing gift from God. This hope is your heavenly promise, therefore hold on to it. Your glory awaits you in rebirth and reward. You have been through times of loneliness, misery, and despair that appeared to go on forever, storms that few could survive. However, none of these hardships were meant to be punishments. Rather, they were the holy fire that refined your spirit and set you up for a spectacular rebirth. A resurrection into a new form of life where your spirit shines brighter than ever before is your heavenly recompense. And this moment is it. Rebirth entails letting go of all material world constraints, fears, and limiting beliefs. It is the instant you enter your actual self, the everlasting, luminous being that God has selected to bring light into the highest planes. This is more than just surviving. It's a journey of self-discovery, growth, and purpose that beyond your wildest expectations. Recognize that the challenges you have faced in life have served as the fertile ground for your greatness. We have witnessed and appreciated your faith, love, and tenacity. You have arrived. Now rise, beloved, and fulfill your sacred destiny, is how God says this award. Preparing the soul, let go of attachments. As the moment approaches, being ready becomes essential. This is preparation for the soul, not for the body or material belongings. Attachments that no longer serve your higher self, such as worries, doubts, financial addictions, and past grudges, must be actively let go. When you enter the heavenly world, these shackles will only make you feel heavier. Imagine being unable to move freely or reach tremendous heights while wearing a hefty rucksack full of stones. One of the stones is each connection. You have to empty the pack in order to soar, believing that what really counts will stay with you beyond the veil. It is both difficult and freeing to do this holy act of letting go. Although it requires bravery and surrender, when you let go of things that cannot follow you, you create room for fresh light, divine blessings, and the fullness of God's presence to fill your being. The way forward is obvious. With an open heart, walk it. Disconnection, an elevated purpose. Have you ever had a strong, enduring sense of alienation from the outside world? That loneliness or numbness is the undeniable pull of a higher dimension beckoning your spirit home, not a weakness or a curse. Your soul has been yearning for a location apart from the complexity, commotion, and cacophony of this world. In reality, this disconnection is a spiritual cue, a holy pull from God telling you that you were not created for this world alone. This sensation may be lonely. You could find it difficult to enjoy activities that used to make you feel better, or you can feel misinterpreted by others around you. Rest certain, however, that this distance is setting you up for something really remarkable. Your spirit is extending beyond the boundaries of the familiar, ready to fly towards a new, bright life, like a bird whose wings hurt before its maiden flight. Instead of fighting this feeling, it's crucial to accept it as a necessary component of your spiritual development. Although brief, this pain is essential. Believe that this sense of alienation is the link to your greater destiny. It is God's voice saying, "You are ready. The time to ascend is near." Take care of yourself at this stage by being patient, praying, and thinking. Recognize that the restlessness in your spirit is a divine call to let go of the past and completely embrace the brightness of who you really are.